All right, Shalom. I'm Zahad, Spirit Wind Lawyer of the GMS Mississippi Camp, giving all honor and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Hakodash. I also want to give double honor to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone Root Well, as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. All right, so I want to go into a live stream. As you can see, is entitled Jake's Lifestyle and Diet is Taking Them Out. All right, Jake's lifestyle or diet and lifestyle is taking him out. All right, this is talking about the Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom, the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, because it's not just the so-called Negro in America in the inner cities, all right, with a cigarillo, hot Cheetos, all right, and a honey bun and cheap liquor. Like, no, it's Northern Kingdom. It's the so-called Mexicans and their bullshit they eat. You know, you go to a so-called Mexican restaurant, they got cow toes on the menu, cow tongue. All right, they eat a lot of pork. All right, they drink that cerveza. All right, those Coronas. You know, that every time you look at statistics, the 12 tribes have the worst stats health-wise. All right, so-called Native Americans on those reservations, they're not eating fish and bison exclusively and growing their own food. No, they're eating this standard American bullshit. All right, and you have Jakes by the time they're 60 years old, they got dementia, Alzheimer's. All right, the memory starts to fade. All right, they can't walk, they can't stand straight. All right, and it's because we're eating fucking dog food, man. We're eating the standard American diet, man. All right, and like I said, Jake don't eat. Like I heard the Elder Apostle Gabar, going into the carnivore diet, and he also said he's basically planning to exclusively cook his food, and that makes a major difference, because when you go out to eat, you're not eating the odds of you having access to grass fed consistently is slim. So you gotta cook your food, you know. But 95% of the things you see out here is processed, is bullshit. You know? Like 95% of this shit you see is bullshit. Okay? And long story short, it's wiping Jake out. It's unaliving Jake, man. Alright? Because America makes you think that it's normal to ruin yourself in your 20s. Alright? Because you're not really living unless you're young, and after a certain age, it's over with. And then Jake doesn't understand that you gotta live in a certain way, all right, that gives you longevity. Okay, and even for brothers in the truth, for brothers in the know, all right, you can't have this mindset. Well, I get a new body in the kingdom. America's finna be out of here. Like, no, man. Yeah, you're gonna get a new body in the kingdom, Abba willing. But you gotta take care of this body, because the Most High gave you this body too. And sometimes it's not easy letting go of certain food addictions, food cravings. But Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai can get those cravings out of you. He can remove those cravings and those urges from you, man. But the point is, when you look around, Jake's diet and lifestyle, because it's Saturday, right? So you're gonna drive past. You could drive past certain bars, certain clubs, and it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. What's the first thing you want to do? You want to feed yourself. But what are you gonna feed yourself 4 o'clock in the morning? You're gonna go home. You just left the club. You kind of drunk. Talking about Jake's in the world. You just left the club. You drunk. You high. Got liquor on you. All right. You finna go home and make a salad. You know. You gonna go home and make a green smoothie 4 o'clock in the morning, you just left the club. No, man. You're gonna go to IHOP. All right, you're gonna go to a burger joint that's still open. There's gonna be the extremely long line at their 24-hour burger joint. Just wrapped around the corner because the club right up the street, man. And just imagine what you're putting into your body. All right, 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, I'm driving past a Taco Bell now. It's a long fucking line. Putting all that bullshit in your body, man. All right? But, you know, their diet, their lifestyle, it's taking Jake out, man. It's this relatively new rapper called Big X the Plug. You know, Jake be out there in Texas rapping. That dude big as shit. He's big as hell, man. Big X the Plug is big as shit, man. What do you think is gonna happen if we keep lingering in America, man? Dude gonna his heart gonna fucking collapse. You know? Because you know what it takes to get your heart to pump blood through clogged up arteries or just all this fat in your body, man? Or you know what it takes? Your body wasn't meant to function with a heavy load. Like if you step into an elevator, there's a capacity for how much an elevator can carry. Or if you have certain vehicles, or a pickup truck, there's a capacity, all right, for how much that pickup truck can carry, man. All right, you get 4 or 5, you get 3 extremely heavy people in your car. What happens? Your car sinks to the ground, man. And when they get out the car, it's like, it's a relief. All right, so that's these bodies, man. Our bodies is walking around with an extra 50 pounds, 100 pounds, and that's a toll on your body. All right, hey, Shalom, GMS must endure 144K ba. It says Corinthians 3:17, if any man defile the temple of Yahweh, him shall Yahweh destroy, for the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are. You know? And even your indulgence, you should be more selective with your indulgences, man. Don't eat straight up bullshit. Because why would you keep detoxing and retoxing and detoxing and retoxing? Because for every craving you have, you can satisfy that craving with something healthier, man. You know? But, I mean, that's pretty much the point, man. Jake's diet and lifestyle is taking him out. Like, your normalcy is out of tune with nature. Just being out, Eve out, showing her the legs, thighs and shit, drinking, whatever the fuck they doing, man. Like, it's destroying you. But you were taught in Babylon that it's okay to be careless until you're like 35, 40, 45. Well, look how much time you've wasted, man. And if you look at other cultures, they're not perfect. In no way are they perfect. They're just better than this bullshit. But they set their kids up, they set their little ones up to thrive as adults. You know? They set their little ones up to thrive, man. Intellectually, economically, financially. But it's not just about pleasing your flesh. See, Esau taught you to please your flesh, but he didn't tell you the fine print. So when you have a lifestyle that comes with, when you have a lifestyle that would please your flesh, man, there's a fine print to this lifestyle that comes with feeding your flesh, right? And eating laboratory food, because it's kind of hard to watch sometimes when, you know, you see certain people and ultimately they're losing their mind. Their mind isn't really there. Or Jake, like I said, Israelite women, so-called black women, maybe your auntie or somebody, your mind is slipping. You know what I mean? Your mom's, whoever. And some of it, because but I notice it happens at like 60 years old, man. But 60 years old, you're halfway there. The body was designed to live 120 years. It was designed to live 100 years. And that's after the flood. You know? Even in this age, you have blues owners who live to be 100 years old. They live to be 100 years old. They live to be over 100 years old, and they're functional. But over here in this rich country, a supposedly rich country, land of the free. Jake, man, I know I talked to a Jake. I conversed with a Jake that had a stroke in his fucking 30s, man. You know? He had a stroke in his fucking 30s, man. You know what that takes from you when you have a stroke, man? All right? Jake have high blood pressure, diabetes. All that shit is borderline heart attack. Borderline collapsing, man. But the reason why it's so normal, ultimately, it's the curses. But putting the wrong fuel in your vehicle is normal. You know? And this is not the food that Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai created for us, man. And if you go throughout the scriptures, if you go throughout the history, we ate a wide variety of food. I mean, from fruit to fish to lamb to bread to manna. If you go throughout different accounts, we had a wide variety of food over there in the Middle East. Okay? But Esau take that same food that was not only lawful but was healthy, and he polluted it, man. So now you're looking at the ingredients of all the food you eat, but that's confusion too. Why should food that you can identify have ingredients? If you pick up an orange, motherfucker, that's an orange. If you pick up a piece of lamb meat or some chicken, that's the ingredient. Chicken, potatoes, I'm just speaking in theory. So why should you look at a fucking box and then they have a picture of the food, but when you look at the ingredients, it's 50 other ingredients that constitute that particular alleged food. Then you consume that and your body acts all type of adverse because of these chemicals that you're consuming. Jake don't align his life with his circadian rhythm. Even our jobs are fucked up, man. Even our jobs are fucked up. You work at a job. If you don't bring your own lunch to work, it's hard for you. 99% of the food that's in the snack machine is trash. It's trash, man. This motherfucker, it's trash. It's just chemicals and stimulants and just sugar. It's basically sugar, because that's the other white gold. They called cotton during slavery white gold, but the new white gold is sugar, which is not really the new white gold, because in the Caribbeans they was chopping down that sugar cane. But everything has sugar in it. That's the white gold, man. And look what it does to our bodies, man. But with that, I hope you were edified. Once again, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Chahakudas. We also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone Ruel. Peace and blessings, health and wealth to the house of David the elect. Abba Baal, Kum Yashala, Shalom.